What's up, guys? We're going to do a taste test on this monster of a pepper. Nice crowning on the inside of that pepper. You see how it's nice? It drops down like that. Look at that. You could fill that up with water and drink out of it if you want. This is called Beaver Dam Hot. Now, this is supposed to be a hot pepper, guys. I don't know how hot. It's a big pepper. I mean, how hot can this thing get? But this is a lot of pepper for a hot pepper. This ain't like a little habanero thing here. So we're going to give it a try. I'm going to eat this one. And it should be ripe enough. It looks like it's a little bit browning on the top, slightly yellow. I had another one that was on there, but the mouse got it, and I had to take it off because it was starting to rot and everything, so I couldn't let the seeds mature. So this is the first one that's actually usable, but I have had one or two more that formed on that plant that were potentially good. This is actually the first one to eat. So let's give her a bite. There's a funny flavor to it. It has a funny, it's hard to describe these flavors, guys. But it has a funny, I don't know, smoky flavor, overtones. I can't really describe what it tastes like, but so far, no heat. A little bit of an overtone. A little heat coming in. Something biting me. A little bit of heat started coming in. Very low. Quick. It's starting to warm up as I come up to the seeds. It's a quick flash of heat, then it kind of like subsides as you eat the pepper, because the pepper has like moisture and sweetness. That kind of like cools it off a little. And then once you swallow, then you can feel the heat building up. A little bit. Very low. Very, very low. So far, heat-wise, at the lower end of the pepper, 10, 20, low, like almost undetectable, but it's there. You can tell. I can feel a little bit on the very tip of my tongue. That's a little bit of stinging. Nothing unpleasant. Absolutely, you almost have to look for it. It's that low. Let's keep going. Very mild flavor. Slightly tastes like, bell pepper. Very low in the moisture. It's a moist pepper. It's not real sweet. It's starting to want to make me sneeze. Very low on the heat. If you ever had a poblano before, it's kind of going like that type of heat. That real, barely detectable low poblano type heat. Here we go. It's the seeds, guys. I think all the heat in this thing is in the seeds. It's the kind of pepper that what a strange heat. It's not real hot, but man, it gets right up into your sinuses. It makes you want to sneeze right away. You could see that the placenta kind of rolls up the side of the pepper, carrying some of the seeds with it. That's where the heat is. It's the main part of the pepper. If you cut that out, you wouldn't have any heat on it. It's really around that placenta. Oh, I'm like on the borderline of sneezing, guys. Oh, I hate that. Like, you want to sneeze, but you don't, and it's like, oh man, do it already, It's a pleasant tasting pepper. Low heat, good for grilling. This is a nice type of pepper to where you can cut the top off, and then you can make like your meats, your hamburger meats, and things like that. And you could do stuffed peppers. I like to take my meats, pre-cook them in the pan, make my spices and stuff however I'm going to make it for that day. And then I pre-cook them, the meat, pre-fry it. And then I kind of put it into the pepper that way, and I'll either add some rice to it, or I'll just leave it the way it is, and I will just stuff the pepper, and then it's a nice main course type thing. You probably could make a what do you call that? A entree or something with it, whatever you call that. But let me take one more bite and I'll end the video. There's no point in watching me eat the whole thing. But yeah, it did get a little warm, but the heat was very low. probably around 100. It's in that poblano type heat zone. It's not really hot, but the effect is definitely on the end of the tongue. And I'm moving it around my mouth to get the heat around. It's definitely, it goes to the end of the tongue. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe my tongue is touching it first. I'm telling you. It goes, it's not that it's hot. I don't know how to explain this. It's not that it's hot, but it has something in the capsaicin that just like goes up into your sinuses, and it grabs the back of your throat, and it just like makes you want to cough, like, so to speak, that kind of a thing. And then it goes away. There's really no heat on it, barely any heat, if any. Very pleasant. I'll take one more bite. Very pleasant. It did get hot towards the seeds though. As I went up with this thing, it definitely got a little hotter. It makes you want to cough when you swallow. Something in that type of capsaicin. And the result is very smooth. It's probably really good for grilling. Like I said, stuffed peppers. If you like to make stuffed peppers. I do. I don't do it all the time, but if I have guests over, I always got to think of something new, especially if it's the same guest. That would be a nice little pepper to do a stuffing on, instead of just your plain old poblanos or bell peppers and things like that. But as far as the wrap up on this, I would say the heat is low. The heat definitely built now right at the very top of the pepper. It's a lot more. I'm now going to place that, probably up to around the 800-900 range. It went up. The whole lower half of that pepper was, but as soon as I got near those seeds, it went up. Up around the seeds area, anywhere between 800 and 1,000 right now. It's stinging. It's got the front of my lips. It's definitely got the very end of my tongue. Nothing in the back of the throat, nothing on the roof of my mouth, nothing in the gums, just tip of the tongue and the lips really got it. And the lips could be because that could be because of me biting it with my lips, kind of doing that. But it's hitting it good. It's hitting it real good. And as far as sweetness and stuff goes, really wasn't sweet. Very neutral flavor like that. The very end of the pepper kind of had like a smoky overtone when I first bit it. Outside of that, there's not much to say about it. That pepper has a history behind it. So I'm going to include the information in the description below. Make sure you look in there for that. And then just so you know, when I do my descriptions in my videos, I also include a bunch of other stuff from Wikipedia and stuff that I put in there. It's no big deal if you don't want to read that part, but the very top part usually of my peppers and my tomato reviews will have the details on that pepper. And if I can find any links to them, I'll usually include them. But usually all the lower half under the first part information about that pepper or tomato or whatever is about that pepper or tomato. And then everything below that's going to be wiki. And I leave a link for wiki so you can go in there and look at wiki and read about whatever it is, you know. But anyways, that's your Beaver Dam pepper. So I will see you on the next one. Peace.